Hey, hey, everybody. How are you? All right, we are live on Facebook. At least that's what my computer says. And I'm preparing to hear an echo in just a few minutes. All right, we are live on Facebook. At least that's what my computer says. And I'm preparing to hear an echo in just a few minutes. All right, we are live on Facebook. At least that's what my computer says. And I'm preparing to hear an echo in just a few minutes. All right, we are live on Facebook. At least that's what my computer says. This is so fun. Preparing to hear an echo in just a few minutes. All right, we are live on Facebook. At least that's what my computer says. This is so funny, you guys. Preparing to hear an echo in just a few minutes. All right, hallelujah. Holy cow. Let's get you guys in the Zoom room. All right. Yay, Tanya and Carol and Monique and Kyle. Holy cow. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I wish that it wouldn't do that. Like, I wish it would just not have you playing on Zoom and at Facebook in the same time. Yeah, I'm gonna just have to figure out how to make that stop happening, because that cracks me up. Like, where is it coming from? Okay, for those of you that are in Facebook right now, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me know you're here. Type in #live. For those of you that are with me, joining me inside of my Zoom room, we're hopping on a little bit early, so I'm going to kind of give ourselves a couple more minutes to kind of get settled here, to get all the techie pieces working, if you can, please come on camera like Sandy. Thank you, Sandy. Would love to see you guys. It makes it so much more fun for me when I get to see you, instead of just a photo or just a name. And I promise, no judging here. If you are in your jammies or wherever you are in the world, if you've just finished working out, totally fine. Not a big deal at all. Oh, I'm so glad to see you. Love your dream catcher, Sandy. That's beautiful. Hey, Carol. Glad to see you live today. So for those of, and you just reminded me, so let everybody know, for those of you that are looking for the replays, they are inside the Facebook group underneath the guides section. So if you go up to guides and click on guides, you'll see the Abundance Anti-Hustle Bootcamp, and you'll see day 1, day 2, day 3 is not in there yet because this is day 3. You'll also see your bingo board. So be sure to download your bingo board. You can still do that. Check off the boxes. You've got until June 1st to create as many bingos as you want in order to enter the win $500. I'm giving away $500 cash, no strings attached. You guys can absolutely do with it whatever it is that you want. Go out to dinner, buy some new clothes, whatever. Put it towards vacation, whatever you want to do. But you got to play to win. And so definitely play your bingo board. And then all you have to do is take a picture of your bingo board. And then you can either DM me the picture in Facebook Messenger, or you can send it to info@shineabundancenow.com. And all of that is on top of your bingo board. So all of those things. And Kyle down here. Awesome. If you need any help with the bingo board, type in the chat and Kyle can give you the link to that and help you with that too. So this is fun. We get to gamify things. Being and experiencing abundance, it means that we get to have fun, right? We get to have joy. We get to do things that light us up. So it doesn't, building a business doesn't have to be all about the grind and the hustle. As a matter of fact, I'm here to say that we don't want it to be about the grind and hustle. Energetically, that's a mismatch for what it is that we want to create. So if we are in the grind and hustle, I got to do the things, I got to get all of the pieces done, and this feels so hard, then what we're doing is we're actually creating evidence for having more of that in our life. So whenever I do a fun nurture event, I like to, I love doing these. They're really, really fun for me. I love serving. I love sharing. I love supporting women in getting, some of these practical tips and tools to create a thriving business, because I want you to have financial freedom as well as the abundance of having the time freedom and the joy. We get to do that. And when we do that, we also, I'm really a staunch advocate for modeling that to our young women. Okay, when we allow ourselves to be well paid, doing what it is that we love, and doing that in a way that allows us to have grace and ease and flow, you're modeling what's possible for others, right? I don't know about you guys. I'm probably dating myself. I'm 54, getting ready to turn 55 this year. And my mom, the model that I saw was either work, 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 and never have time for your family, or you got married and you had somebody else take care of you. So there wasn't really this financial independence. And look, there's nothing wrong with being married. I got remarried as well. And I like also being able to contribute to my family financially, and being able to either, have that financial independence so that I know that not only can I contribute to vacations or, what have you, but, at some point I'm actually going to retire my husband. And, during the pandemic, being able to have, Sandy's about to turn 66. Holy cow, amazing. Yes. But when this pandemic hit, like my husband's company, a very, very big mattress company, started laying people off. And, when he actually got laid off for like 2 weeks, but he didn't know it was only going to be for 2 weeks. And he said, you know what, the reason why I'm not freaking out about this right now is because I know that you've got us. I'm like, amazing. That feels good to be able to do that. So I digress. I tend to kind of go down rabbit holes wherever spirit leads me. So let me come back on. I'm going to rein myself back in. I'm going to share the screen with you guys actually for our workbook. Let me go ahead and do that. Does anybody else have some crazy audio feedback on your end? No. Okay. So Tanya's saying Tanya, do you have Facebook open at the same time that Zoom is open? I know that gives me crazy feedback if I've got both of them open. Eliza, yay, you're finally here. I'm so glad to see you, my friend. Yay. Okay, cool. So, not sure what to tell you about the audio feedback on your end. Sometimes when we've got multiple browsers open, that can happen. Sometimes when the phone is on Facebook or something, weird stuff happens. I am obviously not techie. Thank God you don't have to be techie in order to have an online business that's thriving, because I would be seriously in trouble. So that's the beauty of what I'm teaching you guys. On day one, we talked about energetic alignment. Oh, great. Okay, so Tanya's gonna, yeah. Thank you, Kyle, for that. Day one, we talked about energetic alignment. We talked about how important it was for us to start from a place of feeling and aligning to our own sense of abundance, right? In whatever way that felt for us. If it felt calm, if it felt relaxing, if it felt free, we get to choose the energetic experience that we want to have. And that energetic experience is actually 80% of our success. So when we take on the identity and a new belief system of being the empowered coach that we are already, even before we see it in the bank account, that actually is what helps us to create the success. Tanya, you've got 2 windows open here on Zoom, so that might be why you're hearing an echo. We see 2 here. So, do we have 2 Tanyas? I'm seeing, okay, I don't know. I'm seeing, can you see the whole gallery? Because we're seeing, Kyle says he sees 2 and I see 2. I don't know. Okay, Chris, you can kick the other one out. Okay, let me see how I can do that. Hang on. Kyle, I am going to make you co-host so that you can help me with this. Okay, Kyle's going to kick the other one out. All right, so let me come back to energetic alignment. That energetic alignment is really, really important, because if we are coming from the place of scarcity and I have to get the client and I don't have what it is that I need, then what happens is that energetically we get into the hustle mode. And so this is called the Abundance Anti-Hustle Bootcamp, right? Hustle does not create more. We think it does because we're culturally entrained to work hard, to do the thing, to take action first, right? Except that's backwards. And once I got that, it changed my business completely. Once I was able to say, you know what, I might not see 6 figures in my bank account yet, but I believe that January is a 10K month, and February is a 10K month, and March is a 10K month. And I actually had a reminder go off on my phone every single morning that said that. And because I was claiming that, now, guess what started happening? Started having 10K months. Then I started having 20K months. And I started having 50K months. So, but we have to do it from the place of allowing ourselves to experience that and say, you know what, this is what we get to have now. It's almost like Amazon. I like to use this, everybody knows Amazon Prime, right? We all know Amazon, like we all buy from Amazon. When you place the order on Amazon, do you worry about whether or not it's on its way to you? You don't have it physically yet. You've placed the order, but are you worried that it's not on its way? No, right? Like you're not opening the door and going, oh my gosh, where is it? Is it coming? What if something happened to the UPS driver? What if the, thing breaks down? We don't do that. So I want you to think of this energetic alignment as Amazon energy. We get to stay, we get to place our order, and we get to joyfully expect it. It's on its way. It's on its way. We don't have to worry. It's on its way. And I will give you the practical to-dos first, but it makes a difference if we're taking energetic action, if we're taking inspired action from Amazon energy of it's joyfully on its way, or scarcity energy where, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going to happen with the truck. What if they got sick? What if it never gets delivered? Did they actually get my order? Do I have to go back in, checking the front porch over and over and being in this worry mode? So that was all about energetic alignment. And then yesterday we talked about identifying your ideal client, not just your niche, but the ideal client that lights you up to serve them. Yeah, Christmas box shipping has been dicey, Paige says. I love you, Paige. Yes, but it still gets there, right? It still gets there. We just, sometimes it might get there a day late. I don't know, but it still gets there. Like we don't ever worry that it's not going to get there. So ideal client was really important. We talked about that yesterday. So go watch the day 2 replay if you missed that, because this is not about creating a niche. This is about really identifying the one main ideal client that lights you up. Not finding the right niche that is going to make you the money, but allowing you to fully identify that main client that is going to allow you to serve them with your heart, with your soul, in a way that really absolutely lights you up. And when we get clear on who that is, only then can we begin to create the programs and the hell yes offers and the converting offers that we want to create. And so that's where we are today. Day 3 is about creating a compelling and a converting offer. And so, this is a linear process. First, we get into energetic alignment, then we identify our ideal client. Now we want to create an offer for that ideal client that it's most going to serve. And the other thing that I want to share here about ideal client that I didn't mention yesterday, so bonus for you guys that are here today. There are multiple clients in our world at different times. Okay, so what I mean by that is potential clients are going to be at different levels in our world at any multiple time. And we want to make sure that what we're messaging is to the right client. And what I mean by that is typically we've got clients that I like to refer to as being on the sidewalk, in the slow lane, and in the fast lane. Okay, sidewalk clients are typically ones that we see ourselves marketing to. We're trying to convince them that we've got a solution for them, right? But sidewalk clients are actually not our ideal client. They might fit in the realm of the niche that we want to serve, but the difference between a sidewalk client and someone who's in the slow lane or the fast lane is they're not looking for a solution right now. We want to target and speak to and serve and nurture the ones that are in the slow lane and the fast lane, because they are the ones that are looking for a solution that you offer. And if they're not looking for a solution, and if they're just looking to download a whole bunch of freebies and never ever take action towards their dream and never ever say yes to working with you, they are on the sidewalk. And there's nothing wrong with them being there. We get to tuck them in, we get to love on them, we still can serve them in other ways, but that is not your ideal client. That is not the one who is willing to say yes to investing in you. Okay, so while they might fit the parameter of who you think your ideal client is, like maybe she is a woman who's interested in losing weight and also a stay-at-home mom, but if she's not willing to do something about it, she's not your ideal client. Okay, so we are going to be creating offers that convert and that are compelling for the ones that are willing to create a transformation for themselves. And when we create an offer, the 3 things that we want to get really clear about are, number 1, what is a process that we're going to deliver with them? What is the pricing that we are going to price our offer for? And what is the promise? So 3 P's: process, pricing, promise. And that's what I'm going to take you through today in your workbook. Does anybody need the workbook? If you need the workbook, type in yes in the chat and Kyle will get that to you. Okay. me pull up the workbook so that I can make sure that I stay on task. All right, so we are popping into now your programs and your pricing, and this is day 3. So when we think about pricing and we think about programs and we think about a process, the promise is really where we want to start. And so scroll down a little bit down to, well, actually, let me give you some background here first. So before we get to promise, let's talk about the different types of offers that we want to have. Now, when we are building a business, we really want to keep it focused and we want to keep it simple. And our main offer, we do want to have one core main offer. Sometimes we might have 2. One core main offer, sometimes we might have 2. And when I say that we want to have one main offer, what that means is that is what I like to refer to as your cash cow. That one main offer is what is going to be bringing in your 6 figures in your business. Okay. Then we have a second core offer, and that might be like a mid-tier offer. So we're going to be talking about a low tier, a mid-tier, and a high tier offer. Okay. The low tier offer isn't typically something that I actually include in my business projections, because a low tier offer is something that's probably going to be, maybe a $97 offer. What I like to call is like a bite size offer. My clients call it like a carrot size offer. And I'm going to talk about what that is, but that is something separate. But what we want to do when we create, and I'm just going to scroll down here. If you can take a look at the pyramid where it says your programs and pricing, I've given you different options here of taking a look at where some of your programs, your high tier, mid tier, or low tier offer might fit in. So at the very, very, very bottom of the pyramid, we've got the free stuff. Okay. And this is important. We want to have things that we can serve and give value to people that are in our world. That is the way that we actually serve and nurture before people work with us. So it is important that we have an email list. And you don't have to have all of these, right? You don't have to have a blog. You don't have to have video content, but we do want to have some free stuff so that we can really serve and deliver value. This event that you guys are in right now is a free event. It's a nurture event. It's an event where I get to show up and share valuable information to help the people that I most love to serve create quick wins and epiphanies. And I love to do that. And it's free and it's generous and it's value. Okay. And that's great. We want to do that. It's important that we do that. That is a way that we can actually help somebody who's a stranger in our world, who doesn't really know what it is that we do, to walk along what we call the client pathway to go into, to become a stranger, to become a viewer, to become a potential client, to become a potential lead. And look, I hate the word lead, but that's just a marketing term that might, resonate with you, and then become a buyer. Rarely do people become strangers or viewers and then just jump into a buyer. There needs to be a way to serve and nurture. That's one of the reasons why I don't like 1-hour discovery sessions or 1-hour sales calls, because it doesn't give you the opportunity to serve and nurture. And if you are serving and nurturing and you are creating quick wins and epiphanies for your clients, then you don't need a 1-hour discovery session. It makes it irrelevant. You don't need a 1-hour sales call. You don't have to try to convince or persuade somebody to work with you because the nurturing has been done. And then that call becomes what I like to call a clarity call, which isn't an hour. It's maybe 20 minutes, but it's specifically around your specific offer that you want to help your client with. They already know about the offer. Right? There's no like bait and switch. Hey, let me have a free coaching call with you and let me help you get unstuck, right? We don't need that. That's why I love this process. It makes those salesy call feel like like we don't have to do that anymore. So give yourself permission. You don't have to do that anymore, but you do need to have a process and a system to serve and nurture. And that's where the free stuff comes in. Then we talk about a low tier offer. And this is kind of like maybe a first thing to kind of get in with a customer. It could be like an assessment. Maybe it's a deep dive session, but it's something very, very specific. Okay. It's something like, one of my friends does like a 3-point assessment around their business. So it is a assessment that is priced typically at $100 or under, depending on where you are in your business. Okay, so it's an assessment. It's a single session, but it's designed to give somebody a quick win significantly in a one-on-one experience. And when they're in that session with you, they're going to show up for the session. Nobody wants to burn $100, right? So you're not going to get ghosted. Like, I don't know if you've tried to book discovery sessions and people haven't shown up for them. That used to happen to me. I remember one week I had 10 booked and only 2 people actually showed up to the session. Why should they show up? There was no skin in the game. Right? But when you have a low tier offer here for somebody who wants your help and they're investing in it, they're going to show up for it. Okay, so that is also going to know that your client is not just a sidewalker, right? She's in the slow lane. She's already going to make an investment. And that allows her to have an experience of you, allows her to get incredible value. And if she wants to work with you longer, then you can also help her implement more of the things that you're teaching her in that session in either your mid-tier or your high-tier offer. And we'll talk about those next. Okay, but that is what allows you to create a business, leverage your time, and to really pre-qualify the clients before you actually get on a call with them or invite them into a program or offer that's not a good fit for them. Okay, and this is something that I help my clients with inside of Activate Abundance. We're not going to kind of go into all of that today. We're going to create like one main core offer today. So mid-tier offer is something that would be like a next step, and it can look like a multitude of things. It could be like a short course. It could be maybe a group program. It could be something that is, and the way that I like to refer to this as, your low tier offer is like your blueprint, right? I don't know if any of you have seen a house blueprint, or something where you're like, okay, this is where the bathroom is and this is where the stairs are. Like, the house hasn't been built yet, it's just a blueprint. Okay, so they know where things are, right? You're giving them the blueprint, they're walking away with the blueprint, and then maybe they're like, you know what, I really would like some help digging the foundations for this blueprint, so like I know how to like lay this out on my land. So your mid-tier offer is going to be helping them actually dig the foundation. I'm going to help you implement a piece, but it's foundational. We're not going to solve the entire problem for them, but we are going to give them some specifics and some foundations to kind of help them take the next step. And then your high tier offer is going to be actually building the house with them. Okay, so think about blueprint, foundations, actually building the house. Those are your low tier, middle tier, high tier offers. Okay, and we're going to talk more about those today. So we want to also, when we are taking a look at our programs and offers, or our programs and pricing, we want to identify what are your goals too, right? So this is when we think about, well, what are your dollar goals? What is the dollar amount that you want to create in your business that is going to allow you to have the experience that you want to have? What is the dollar amount that you want to bring in that is going to give you the experience that you want to have? So many times we hear like, oh, the coveted 6 figures. Maybe you don't need to get the 6 figures. Maybe 50 grand is fine. Or maybe you want to make $500,000 because you've got more to do and you want to set up scholarships and foundations and help build schools or whatever, right? We need to know what that looks like, because if you don't know what that looks like, then, and we're trying to build that 6-figure business with $97 offers, holy cow, it's going to take you a long time to get there. Right? Think about how many $97 offers you're going to have to sell in order to create 10K months. A lot. So that's one of the reasons why I always recommend that we start building our business with either our high tier offer or our mid tier offer, because where you are at your business, if you're not at 6 figures yet, the most important thing that we want to do right now is to get you creating cash. We want you to generate cash in your business. And the quickest way to do that is to offer a higher tier offer, because that is going to allow you to invite people into your world and serve them at a very deep and impactful level. Okay, they're going to show up, they're going to get amazing results, and you're going to create cash quicker in your business. Excuse me. So, what are your goals? And are they measurable and in alignment with the experience desired? Right? Do you have the bandwidth to serve the number of clients that you want to serve at that price point? So if you have an offer that's $2,000 and you want to create 10K months, do you have the bandwidth to serve that number of clients that it's going to take for you to serve them over a period of time, over the course of a month or 3 months? If you want to hit 10K months, then that's at 2,000. That means you're bringing in 5 clients every single month. That means at the end of 3 months, you're going to have 15 clients each week, or however you decide to structure your program. Do you have the bandwidth for that? Is that going to work with your life? If it doesn't, then we need to take a look at that. We're not going to change your life. We want you to have freedom in your life. We need to take a look at your pricing structure and your business model then. Okay. So how will you also be a standout leader in your field is another question that we want to talk about when we're talking about our programs and our pricing and our process. So one of the things that I teach inside of Activate Abundance is coming up with a signature framework or a signature process. And this allows you to be a standout leader in your field because it establishes you as an expert, because nobody has your signature process, right? Nobody out there has the Soulful Abundance system that I teach. People might have pieces of it, but nobody teaches it the way that I teach it. You might have heard about energetic alignment. You might have heard about programs and pricing. You might have heard, but nobody has the actual experience that I'm providing for my clients inside of the Soulful Abundance system. And so you are going to be creating a very specific experience for your clients too that nobody else has. And we want to communicate that to people so that they know that you're a leader in your field because you've got a specific process. And now that I've told you about frameworks and processes, you're going to be able to see out there in the world that the coaches that you follow have a process. The coaches that you follow have a process. They have a system. They have a method. They have a model. They have a blueprint. They have a code. They have a pathway. They have something that allows people to know that they are going to go on a journey with them to go from one place to another. Right? And again, that is something that we dive in and help you with inside of Activate Abundance so that we can get you established on your signature process. The beauty about having a process is that we get to keep things simple and repeatable. We get to keep things simple and repeatable. Your signature process then becomes the basis, the foundation of a nurture event, a talk, content, blogs, everything. So instead of having to figure out what you're going to talk about, what you're going to post, how you're going to communicate, you are going to have your process. You're going to have a series of steps within your process that you get to talk about over and over and over and over and over and over again. Amazing. On repeat, right? So this is going to take all of the spinning and the confusion and the overwhelm about what to post or what to share or how to connect or how to serve or how to nurture. As a matter of fact, my framework I also use inside of one-day VIP days. I can teach somebody my Soulful Abundance system in an entire day, or a weekend, or a 6-month program like Activate Abundance, or a year like Activate 2. We go even deeper into that. Same framework, same series of steps. It's just that we get to go deeper and deeper and deeper into the length of the program. And so when you have a signature process, it's going to allow people to be like, I want her because, not because she's like an amazing coach, which you are. Every single one of you are amazing coaches and practitioners. But people want to invest in somebody that has process. And it takes the pressure off you having to sell yourself, because you don't have to be like, come work with me because I'm just like this amazing coach. You get to say, hey, come work with me if you want to learn my process, if you want to learn my system. And then people can actually see that there's a pathway to going from their pain point, which was their biggest frustration, to Pleasure Island, which is the solution. Okay. All right, let's dive more into programs and pricing here. So I want to start by helping you create a high-end package here, a high-end offer. Okay, I told you earlier that the quickest way to start creating cash in your business was going to be around creating a high tier offer, one main core offer that's a high tier offer. We did talk about high tier, middle, and low, but I'm going to help you today think about how you can create and structure a compelling and converting high tier offer. This is not about just selling a 90-day transformational program for those of you that are health coaches and have a 90-day program. This is not what this is about. It might be that you use a 90-day program, but I want you to be able to see how you get to work this out so that you can position it and you can be really clear about the value that you're providing in this package, because your client is not looking for a 90-day transformation program. She's looking for a solution. She's looking for results. she's looking, she wants to walk away with, and she's going to want to know what's in it for her. And so you need to be able to communicate what's in it for her. Well, this is going to be how you do that. Okay. So what are the benefits of creating a high-end package or a high tier offer? Your business becomes more profitable because high-end packages bring in greater income per client. High-end packages bring in greater income per client. It also is going to allow you to free up your time because you don't need to work with as many people to reach your desired income goals. Okay, so remember I said, you know, how many people do you need to serve or get in front of in a $97 offer, you know, versus a $2,000 or a $5,000 offer? That's going to be very, very different. The beauty of this is that where you are in your business right now, you don't need to have a large list. You don't need to have 10,000 followers. You don't need to have you don't even need to have a large Facebook group. I mean, when you go into my Facebook group right now, there's what, maybe 1,000 people in there, 1,300, I think, around. I created a multiple six-figure practice when I had 500 people in here. Okay, so you don't need a giant large list. Now you do if you have a $97 offer and you're trying to create 10K months with $97 offers. That means you're going to have to get in front of a, excuse my French, shit ton of people in order to get enough people to see it. And that means you're going to have to also make sure that you get it in front of the right person. And that's where people start, you know, saying, well, maybe you just need to do Facebook ads. Please don't do Facebook ads. You do not need to do a Facebook ad until your business is at $250,000 or $500,000 yet. Okay, you need to be creating income in your business first and to know that you can market and sell your offer first. Facebook ads are not going to help you market and speak to your ideal client and nurture your client. It's just going to get you in front of more eyeballs. And we don't even know if those are the people who want your stuff yet, right? So please don't do that. Like, and if you've done it before, no harm, no foul. I did it too. I spent hundreds of dollars on Facebook ads when I first started. And I'm telling you, that's not what created an amazing business for me. What created an amazing business was cultivating the community and connections. And so that's what I'm about. So you can create a greater cash flow with a small list, smaller number of contacts. Offering high-end packages keeps you also into slipping into over-delivering and burning out. I don't want you to burn out. I want you to have a profitable and a sustainable business. There are a lot of coaches right now that I see that are burning down their businesses and shutting down their coaching practices because they are over-delivering and they're burning out. I do not want that for you. Okay. You can also focus your business on creating amazing results for your clients, not only just selling your time, right? That allows you and it liberates you to enjoy your business and really love your life. I've been able to create a business model where I take the last week off every month. Now, this is the 4th week, and typically I am not online, but I am delivering this, but this is what I'm doing this week. I get to come on, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for an hour. Amazing. I love being able to do this. And I love being able to do something that serves people and I know is going to help them to create quick wins. So you get to do this in order to create a life that you love and have that time freedom. You also become known as one of the best at what you do. You elevate your sense of self-worth and you feel fulfilled at a soul level when you're working with clients that you know you can really help them get results. Okay, instead of just trying to like sell them something, you know, again, and look, there's nothing wrong with $97 offers. You know, there is a place for it in our business, like I said, but I remember when I first created like my first high-end like VIP offer, and it was a 6-month experience, one-on-one experience. And I was scared to death to even like say the price of it, right? I know when we're talk about numbers here, high-end offers, we can be like, I don't even know if I can like say that number. Feels kind of wonky to even be able to share that. And this client came to me and she was suffering from anxiety that was waking her up at 3 a.m. She was overweight. She wanted to lose 50 pounds and she was struggling with lymphedema. And when I was having this conversation with her, she told me, you know what, I don't have a job right now, but I really want your help. And I really want, you know, to lose the 50 pounds and to, you know, get control of my anxiety. And I thought, okay, originally my first thought was, well, just let me give her a $97 offer. She says she doesn't have a job. And I stopped myself and I said, Chris, is that going to help her give her what it is that she just told you she wanted? She said she wanted to lose 50 pounds. She said she wanted to stop having anxiety attacks. Can you do that in 1 hour? Can you do that? And I'm like, no. So why would I offer that? I can't help her with what it is that she said she wanted. And so I said, I would love to support you. I'm happy to help you. It's going to take time. I can support you for 6 months here, or I can support you for 3 months here. Like this is, either way, happy to support you. And she's like, here's my credit card. I want the whole 6-month deal. And I'm like, holy shit. Okay, awesome. And guess what happened at the end of 6 months? She lost the weight. She didn't have anxiety anymore. She got her lymphedema under control because I offered her something that was supporting her in the transformation that she wanted. Okay, so your higher tier offers are going to support the client at the highest level to get what it is that they want. And I have to tell you that it's really not easier to sell a $97 offer over a $6,000 offer. It's really not. When you're tapped into what is the value that you can provide for that client and know that that really is the best way that she's going to get what it is that she says that she wants, it becomes a no-brainer on what you're going to offer. I see a lot of head nods. Awesome. Good, good. Yeah. The other piece about this is it keeps your business simple to run, which synergistically lowers the stress of running a business. It also allows you to have a higher profit margin. It allows you to have a higher profit margin in your business. Okay. If you're not spending money on ads, then you get to keep more of your profit. If you're creating more income coming in, then you're not having all of those extra expenses going out to, do all these other things, to hire a team, to, run all these things, then your profit is going to be a lot higher. And really that's where you want to be if you're under 6 figures. Okay. I didn't even bring on a team, like even a part-time VA, until I was already at $500,000 in my business. Okay. So you can absolutely do this and have a high profit margin and low expenses. And that is what you get to do with this type of business model. So let's take a look at your high-end package promise, because I told you that we were talking about process, price, and promise, right? So I want you to think about the promise. And this is the difference between a promise and a guarantee. None of us can give a guarantee. None of us can give 100% guarantee on anything, right? I can't jump inside of anybody's body and make them do the work or take the steps or do the things, so I can't give 100% guarantee. Neither can you. Right? We can't actually stop somebody from going through McDonald's drive-through if they are talking about wanting to lose weight and get healthier. We can't do that. So this is not about a guarantee. This is about what is the transformation that is possible for your client to have by going through your program, by going through the package. Okay, so I want you to think about the problem that they experience, the outcome that they want, and the cost of not solving this problem. When we have these things, then it allows us to talk about the promise that people can expect to have when they work with you. And it's tangible. It's a tangible problem that your ideal client knows they have, and it solves a specific tangible problem that she's willing to invest in. Okay, this is really important. It's not just, hey, and again, I see this all the time. Hey, here's my 90-day transformation program. We're going to meet, for 12 weeks. It's going to be for an hour, blah, blah, blah. And then it's DM if you want more information. Nobody wants more information about that. Right? Do you want more information about a 90-day transformation program? No, you want to like if I was to say, hey guys, do you want more information about a 6-month program? You'd be like, I don't know. But if I said, hey, do you want to learn how to do this so that you can create consistent 5 to 10K months without having to recreate the wheel, and to keep things simple and repeatable so that you can have a wealthy business and do what it is that you love? Now that's a transformation that I know my people want, right? And that's what I provide inside of Activate Abundance. So what is the problem that your clients are experiencing? What is the outcome that they desire? What is the cost of not solving this problem, right? What's the cost of your person not taking action in saying yes to herself when she wants to create more self-care? What's the cost of your person who is trying to figure out all the things by looking on Google on trying to fix whatever problem it is and not knowing what to do first and what to do next, and so they just don't do it? right? What's the cost of not solving that problem? What's the cost of not knowing what to do first, second, and third in a way that is going to allow you to grow your business quickly? And then what do you need to learn? What do they need to learn, right? What do they need to learn, to know, or to do? And also, what is their why? And their why is so they can what? So they can what? So they can feel happier in their body and really be able to, like, you know, wear the dress that they pushed into the back of the closet. I don't know, I'm just making that up, but I'm trying to give you a specific example, right? So they can have a better relationship with their kids, so that they can have a better relationship with their spouse, so that they can be excited about going on hikes on the weekend with their family because they've got the energy and the vitality to do that. Okay, that is the why underneath the why. That is why they want to lose the weight, why they want to manage their diabetes, why they want to do whatever it is that you are helping them with. Okay, why they want to have support. Awesome. So I want you to just take a moment here and think about your package promise is going to be, it is to help your clients solve the problem. What is the problem? So they can have the outcome, or so they can have whatever that deeper why is. Okay. And for those of you that are in the VIP option, I'm going to help you with that after our call today. Okay, we'll dive back into this like specifically. If you want my support with this today, you can absolutely, Kyle's going to pop the link in the chat for the VIP option, which gives you access to me today to help you with some of these pieces, anything that we're talking about, and also the VIP session next Wednesday. Okay, it's only $47. You get the VIP session next Wednesday. And what we're going to do next Wednesday is we're actually going to create your client attraction process. How are we going to do that? Okay. All right, so once you have your package promise, once you know what it is that your ideal client wants to walk away with, now we get to decide what are we going to include. Okay, and there's 4 different things that we want to look at when we're creating a package. And remember, this is not just a one-off session. This is not just trading time for dollars. This is creating what I like to call an energetic container for somebody to work with you. Because whatever transformation it is that they desire is going to typically take some time. You're not going to be able to solve the problem in a one-off session. This is a container that you're holding for them. And I guarantee you that you're going to be thinking about your clients in between sessions, right? We are not therapists where they just come to us once a week and we look at the clock and we're like, your hour is up and I'll see you next week. Right? Most of us also include something extra special in our packages that allow people to have a deeper level of intimacy with us, whether it's Voxer, something that I do for my clients. They can Voxer me whenever they have a question. So it's like, hey, Chris, you know, I had this issue with my client. They said this is what they're saying. Can you help me with this? Right? Because it's an energetic container. That's also the reason why I only take 15 people into my program, because I know how much it's going to energetically, it's going to cost me energetically to hold a container for a certain number of people at the level that I want to serve them. Right? I'm not about working with thousands of people at one time or even hundreds of people. I like my people to have direct access to me so that I know them, they know me, and they've got my eyes, my ears, and my heart on their business right in there with them. So we want to create momentum, which is going to help your clients get started to generating results immediately so that they feel the value of the investment that they made with you. And so here's some examples. It could be maybe a specific private topic that you're going to help them with, or a kickstart consultation, right? And by the way, what I'm offering here, just to give you an example of this, in my program is access to the Cash Infusion Bootcamp. And that is 4 weeks. When you join Activate Abundance, you get this for free. So this is for the entire month of June. Before we even start in July, I'm going to help you create a cash infusion in your business. So that is where I want to help my clients like get results immediately as quickly as possible. Okay, so that's part of my program. That's part of Activate Abundance. You could also offer like a VIP day, right? So my clients who work with me in the VIP option, get to have a half-day VIP day with me, where it's just me and them, and we have a great, 3 or 4 hours together. You might want to offer a starter checklist for them. You could also offer a group seminar or a class that is around your specific topic. You could review or do an audit or an assessment or a questionnaire that's going to help them kind of get started at the beginning, or even do like a special report with them. So that is something that we want to create inside of our packages that is also going to raise the value. And because it's a higher touch with you, it's also going to come at a higher price. Okay. You also can take a look at what are you including as far as your expertise or training. So many of you already have like handouts and things that you've already gotten from whatever school that you've gone to, whether it's NTA or IIN or HCI or whatever training that you've been through. I'm sure you've got some templates or some checklists or some done for you things, right? So where can you include your expertise or training or some extra stuff? And so I'm just going to bring this back to Activate Abundance again. I give you my swipe files. I give you what to say in emails. I give you all of my swipe files for how you actually run a nurture event. You have a 90-day done for you content plan, so you don't have to struggle with what to say and what to post. You have a whole business builders toolkit, which is going to allow you to also have access to 3 specific talks that I did that I used in building my 6-figure health coaching practice. I'm giving you all of that. So this is information, this is expertise, this is extra training outside of what I'm teaching. So what could you use that you could show or add into your package? And again, it could be done for you, template. It might even be like a video or a training on some specific topics. Okay. Another thing that we have inside of Activate Abundance is a specific training from some experts. So you have the Divine Feminine Sales Process with Kayla Getta, and you've got the How to Write a Book in 12 Weeks from Sarah Cannell for the thought leaders that are interested in book writing. You have the How to Create Content and Copy That Converts from Laura Mashingtano. So these are expertise and trainings. And look, you don't have to have all of these in here. Like obviously I've been building my business for several years, and so I've got more things in here, but I want you to see that these are some little, you can pull out some of these little things from things that you already have. And Paige, I know you asked me about experts. So I hope this is helpful in understanding what we talked a little bit about yesterday of, bringing an expert in to serve your client if you've got a group program like that. You could teach or train on a specific topic. So another thing that I've done in the past is I've done a specific training on sacred money archetypes or branding with archetypes. That's something that I typically don't include inside of Activate Abundance, but I offered that as a special bonus session. Okay, so what can you add to your package to create momentum? What can you add to your package that might give some more expertise or some training, some freebies, some done for you, some checklists? Maybe even like a sacred self-care guide. That would be something fun for those of you that are wanting to help your clients get tapped in on their self-care. And now we want to think about the delivery. Okay, this is the how. This is the how. Now this is the logistics piece, right? This is the 12 weeks. And, we're going to meet once a week for 12 weeks, right? This is not the reason why they buy, by the way. This is for the reason why people are going to invest with you, because of the momentum and the expertise and the transformation that they get. Okay, but we want to let them know, how are you going to deliver it? Are they going to be private one-on-one sessions? Is it going to be a VIP offer? Is it a group training? Does it have Q&A calls? Is it a short, like maybe emergency check-in? Like sometimes for my VIP clients, for my one-on-one clients, they get like 15-minute SOS calls anytime, where they can call me directly on my phone and, we'll hop on a call and we'll just like get it sorted out really, really quickly. Do you have a Facebook group? Do you want to give them access to you via Voxer or email? Do you do some sort of review or evaluation? Or maybe we even offer a seminar or a retreat, right? My Activate Abundance 2 clients actually come to a retreat twice a year. So this is how you also might want to include, how are you going to deliver it? And you don't have to do all of these things. You just want to think about your one core main offer. And is this going to be a one-on-one offer? Is this going to be a group offer? Is this going to be a VIP day? Is this going to be a seminar or a retreat? Okay. And then we can take a look at the bonuses. All right, and I get a lot of questions around bonuses. What should I offer for bonuses? What is a bonus? Why do I have to have bonuses? Bonuses are another way to add significant value to your program and to inspire people to say yes to working with you. And so when you have a bonus that is going to allow people to get results in their transformation more quickly, then that is a benefit and that's a value add. So when we think about bonuses, we think about a value add, right? And so here's some examples: a specific topic or virtual intensive. So I shared with you, that I did a session. We did a half-day VIP day for branding with archetypes. That was an added bonus when people joined the January 2022 cohort. You can offer pay in full bonuses. So if they pay in full for their program, you can give them a specific bonus. It could be a extra video training. Maybe it's some extra time with you. Maybe it's a special kickoff call. You also want to offer people a fast action bonus, because really, in order to be of the highest service to our clients, we want our clients to not be stuck on the fence and spinning and hemming and hawing back and forth. And I talked a little bit about this yesterday. When we are stuck in the middle and we're not making a decision, we're going nowhere. We're not going right, we're not going left, we're going absolutely nowhere. And so a fast action bonus is for that client who knows absolutely that they're a heart yes for whatever it is that you're offering, and you're giving them a bonus, you're giving them some extra value for creating a decision. And that's only in service to them. Because when we're in indecision, it feels like crap, right? We're in indecision, we're spinning, we're going back and forth. We're like, I don't know, should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I? And then what do? We end up asking our friends, we end up asking our family, we end up asking the people who don't even know what kind of business we're building. And they're the last people that we want to ask, because they are not the people that are going to help you build your business. But we all do that, right? I don't know, should I? We start looking for permission from other people. Yes, I should do this, right? So offer your people a fast action bonus to help them make a decision. And look, your fast action bonus doesn't necessarily have to be income related. I like to do what I like to call is bonus stacking. And so you see that in my offer here with Activate Abundance, that you get $2,000 off the investment and you get the whole cash infusion boot camp. So those are my bonuses here in Activate Abundance. Okay, and so they're designed specifically to add value and to help you make a decision. Sometimes you might want to offer gifts or books or a journal. Maybe you might have a recording or a training. I know some of my clients who like to do meditation, like maybe they'll offer a meditation series or something around that. Okay, private service, this, if you're going to do like a really high VIP day, you could offer private car service, like to or from the airport. You could also give them additional access for a guest or a spouse or a partner, like if you were doing, and this would be more along the lines of if you're doing a VIP day or a retreat, giving an extra ticket or something like that. When you enroll by a certain date, you will get, 2 tickets or 4 tickets extra or whatever. So that's a value add, that's a bonus that they don't have to pay for, it's included, okay? Or you might even offer them to be interviewed in your Facebook group or to your list, okay? Just depending on what it is that you do and what it is that you serve. Okay, just depends. These are just examples. So here's where you get to start filling in your workbook. First of all, the package promise. Okay, so again, she's going to have this transformation so that she can have this outcome. The problem that you're helping her is this, so that she can walk away with this, the outcome or the why. Okay, and then we want to come up with a title for your package. And let me tell you, titles I know can be wonky. They can feel wonky. They can feel like, I got to get the title right. Here's what I want you to remember about titles. Make them specific to the results that they get. Make it specific to the results that they get. Activate Abundance is my 6-month program. It gives you an idea of what we're doing. We're activating abundance in your business. Excuse me, I need to grab some water. So your title is going to be results focused. And we want it just to keep it really simple. Like we don't want to, call it something clever or something cute. We really just want it to be focused on results. Okay, that way they know who it's for. And then just decide for what is this specifically. So we talked earlier, is it a 90-day program that you're creating? Is it a 6-month program? Is it a 12-month program? Is it a VIP day? Is it something else like a small group program? Whatever that is. And then here's spaces for you to write down. What are some things that you're thinking? Look, these are just ideas, right? So you don't have to get any of this perfect. This is just ideas. What do you want to add that's going to help to create momentum? What do you want to add that's going to help add more expertise? How are you going to include the delivery? How are you going to deliver that? And then what are the bonuses? And then we get to price our package. Okay. And we want to have a pay in full investment. And typically you want to have a pay in full also with a quick decision savings. And then you also want to offer a payment plan, and then a payment plan with quick decision savings. Now, look, this is just an option. You don't have to do it this way. It's just an option here. But I do like to have either a pay in full or a payment plan, because not everybody wants a payment plan, to be quite honest. Some people just want to pay in full and have it done. And then some people want more time and they want to pay it over a period of time. The clients that I work with, I literally have 50-50. 50% of my clients pay in full, 50% of my clients want a payment plan. And when we have a payment plan, I want you to understand that we're not penalizing anybody by having a payment plan. What you're doing when somebody pays in full is they're getting a price break when they pay in full. They're getting rewarded by paying in full. So typically your pay in full investment is going to be lower because they're paying you up front versus you being the bank and funding and allowing them to make payments to you. Okay, so the pay in full is going to be a little bit less than the total dollar amount of your payment plan investment. And again, it's not to penalize anybody for making payments. What you're doing is you are giving somebody a reward for paying you all in one lump sum. Okay, so think about when you're thinking about payment plans, think about, is there a deposit? And I highly recommend a deposit. People are not in until they make their deposit. They are not a yes until they make a deposit or they pay. Okay, so have a deposit. Okay, it could be $100, but make it, it could be depending on the price point, right? So if you're selling a $2,000 program, typically we look at around 15 to 25% of what that is. And, you can choose. Sometimes it's the first month's payment is the deposit. Sometimes it's a little less. So for example, in Activate Abundance, it's $500. And you put $500 down, that saves your spot because I only have 15 spots. And then if you want to make payments, you can make the remaining 6 payments of $1,333. So that's my payment plan. So notice that there's the total amount, there's the deposit, there's the number of payments, and then there's the monthly payment amount for them. Okay, so this is just a little worksheet that you can use so that you can understand what to price your program. Now, I know a lot of people ask me, but what should I price a 12-week program? What should I, right? First, I'm just going to preface all of this by saying there are no shoulds. You can price it at whatever it is that you want. And what I know the market average is, at least this is actually back in 2015 when I graduated and started my business, the average 90-day program was $3,000. So I just want to give you an average here. The average 90-day transformation program with you working one-on-one with somebody back then was $3,000. Now it's significantly more. Okay, so if you are way underpriced on that, I just want you to know that you get to stair step your way up to what we want to do for your high-end offer is to really price it at around the $2,000 marker up. Okay, how would it feel if you were able to consistently bring people in at the price range of $2,000 or $3,000 each month? Pretty darn good, right? That means that you would bring in, if your price point was $3,000, you would bring in 3 clients a month in order to create close to your 10K. Okay, if you want a higher price, if it's a 6-month program, or if it is, something more expansive, sometimes there's VIP options that you can add in extra things depending on your client, right? So I can only give you generalizations because I don't know the clients that each one of you serve, but I'm trying to give you a multitude of examples of what that might look like, right? Like if you're a business coach, maybe you include a photography session, or maybe if you're a self-love coach, you offer, a special photography session that's extra, right? As a way to like really love themselves. Okay, so pricing on the average for a 90-day program is about $3,000. For a group program, really what we look at is also, believe it or not, a 90-day and 8 to 12-week program, group program is around $2,000 to $3,000 as well. So you can absolutely create a group in a way that is going to allow you to serve as well. And it just depends on what you're adding to it. So the more somebody has one-on-one access to you, the higher the investment is going to be. Okay, I want to say that again. I want to repeat that again. The more somebody has one-on-one access to you, the higher the investment is going to be. That doesn't mean that they're going to get any less results in a group. Groups are amazing. As a matter of fact, I adore groups. That's why my business model is based on groups. I also have one-on-one options though too. But what I know is that we're in groups, when we're in community, one person's question answers everybody else's question. One person's inspiration inspires somebody else, right? And so there's incredible value there. So if you do want to run a group program at some time, then you could absolutely increase the price by adding more one-on-one time with you. So it's like a hybrid. That would be a hybrid business model where they get to experience something in a group and they have one-on-one access to you. So that's my business model, right? So when you join Activate Abundance, you get one-on-one access to me. You get 2 strategy sessions with me, and you get monthly accountability calls, one-on-one accountability calls with our success coaches that have already gone through the program and that already have an amazing, thriving business. Okay. So then, oh, this is bonus for VIP. So we're going to stop there because that's for Wednesday. Awesome. Let me stop sharing my screen. Hang on. Oh, I wasn't even sharing my screen. Okay. All righty. All right. So there's a lot of pieces here, right? Yeah. Can you do this on your own? Absolutely. 100%. You absolutely can. If you want my support, I'm more than happy to help you as well. So for those of you that want my support, that have already paid for the VIP experience, hang on here and we're going to dive into some of these pieces together. If you want to grab the VIP upgrade, Kyle just put it in the link and you can absolutely do that. The other option that you have is if you want continued support to implement the pieces that I'm teaching you over the course of these 3 days, I want to invite you into Activate Abundance. This really is the best way that I can help you get your business up and going, because I have more time with you, because I have my eyes and my ears on your business, because I know who it is that you're serving, how you want to serve them, and your goals and your dreams and your vision for your business. So if you want to join me, please go ahead and click on that link below, Activate Abundance. For right now, there's a $2,000 savings. And remember, you get the Cash Infusion Bootcamp for free. And we are going to be selling that for $1,000. So if you're like, I just want the Cash Infusion Bootcamp, great. You can absolutely do that too. It's $1,000, pay in full, or you can do 3 payments of $444. Great. You can also, if you want more information with me about, I don't know which one I want, or I'm not really sure, could you help me make an empowered decision around this? You can book a clarity call with me. And I'm happy to support you around whether or not Activate Abundance would be the good fit, the best fit for you where you are in your business. Okay, I do have other options. I've got one-on-one support if you're really just looking for one-on-one. I've got some retreats coming up. There are other ways that you can have my eyes and my ears on my business. So the clarity call is only going to be to support you around what would be the best level of support that you're looking for. It's not a free coaching session. Okay, it's 20 minutes and you are gonna, be in my Zoom room where I can see you and hear about what it is that you're looking for and what it is that you want and what I feel is going to be the best resource for you. And if I don't have a resource for you, I promise I will refer you someplace. So either way, you're going to walk away from that clarity session with a decision being made, either yes or no, and this is what I want. And I'm totally okay with that, by the way. Okay, I do not drag anybody across the finish line. I don't like the way that feels when somebody tries to convince or persuade me into anything. And so I'm a no for that. And I teach my clients how to be really authentic and in integrity when they're making these conversations too. So I'm happy to model that for you. Okay, Sandy says, I won't be able to stay on for the VIP session. However, I'll chat with you tomorrow on our clarity call. Yay, awesome, Sandy. So excited. And Tanya said she was in for Activate Abundance. Welcome, my dear. I'm so glad to have you with us. Really glad to support you. We are going to, for those of you that have the VIP, please stay on. For those of you that don't, we're totally on the honor system. So if you pop off, I'm going to actually stop. Oh, I'm not even recording. Okay, well, we're in the Facebook group. Let's see if I can